So in the trend of politically correct gender reversal remakes such as Ghostbusters 2016 or Ocean's 8, last year Hollywood blessed us with yet another gender swapping remake, this time of the classic comedy Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. Now, there are quite a lot of reasons why this movie is absolute shit, but I think the main three ones are as follows. Number 1. Number 2. A gender reversal is kind of stupid in this case. See, the 1988 version was already kind of a gender reversal piece. The two cons that are our protagonists are what can best be described as gold diggers, winning women's affection or compassion in order to get money off them. This type of con, however, is most commonly thought of the other way around, with women taking advantage of men. So by flipping it around, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels manages to cleverly subvert this, let's be honest, kind of tired trope. By switching genders back, however, you lose that clever edge, resulting in the new movie ironically being kinda sexist towards women, reinforcing the gold digger trope. But it doesn't matter. Nowadays, in Hollywood, as long as you look progressive, it doesn't matter if you really are progressive or if you're downright cretinous. Which brings me neatly to my main point. Number 3. This movie is just plain stupid. Now, I could go into a lot of examples or explain some trends, but honestly, the best way I can show this is by comparing two scenes, one from the 1988 version and one from the new one. More precisely, we're going to look at the introduction of our rookie crooks. First, the 1988 version.
Excuse me. May I sit here, please?
If you like.
Thank you. Good evening, sir. Would you like to see the menu? Oh, yes. Starving. Really starving. Racist. Whew. I think I'll just have some water.
Water?
Yes.
Only water, but you seem so hungry.
I'm saving my money for something special. My mother.
Your mother?
Well, she's not really my mother, actually. She's my grandmother, but she raised me. My real parents didn't want me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But my grandmother is a wonderful woman. She has a laugh that can make the birds sing. But she's been quite ill lately, and the hospital bills have been adding up. I just want to do my share. It's kind of tough for me because I was never very good with money. I just seem to take whatever the Red Cross pays me and I just give it right back to them. But I am going to help my Gram. She is the one who taught me it is better to be truthful and good than to not.
Waiter?
What are you doing?
Waiter? Give this man whatever he wants.
Oh, I can't let you buy me a meal.
Nonsense.
I'll have a double turkey sandwich on white, a side order of fries, one of those large knockwares, 3 bags of potato chips, a chocolate milk, and 2 beers. Why don't you have a beer? 3 beers. Thank you.
Now, there's quite a lot to unpack in this scene, as we are indirectly told quite a lot about our protagonist. To begin with, notice his attitude when he first walks into the dining car. He's very arrogant and cocksure, but as soon as he spots his target, he suddenly takes on a far more humble posture, taking his hat off and becoming all big-eyed. So with this very humble posture, he politely asks to sit down and then makes sure to twice tell the would-be victim how hungry he is.
Starving. Really starving.
It doesn't matter that she doesn't respond, it's clear that she got that part in. Next, after making some complaints about the prices that draws a sympathetic look, he orders just plain water. Having gotten the curiosity of the victim, he goes on to tell his very tragic story. Notice how seamlessly he manages to put in the part about his parents not wanting him.
My mother.
Your mother?
Well, she's not really my mother, actually. She's my grandmother, but she raised me. My real parents didn't want me.
Also, as a lot of you may know, one of the best ways to make a character sympathetic is to make him stay positive despite being in deep shit, which he does here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But my grandmother is a wonderful woman. She has a laugh that can make the birds sing.
And just to draw more sympathy, he reveals somewhat of a flaw to his character.
I was never very good with money. I just seem to take whatever the Red Cross pays me and I just give it right back to them.
And finally, having gotten the victim completely hooked, he delivers this little gem, knowing it doesn't matter now.
She is the one who taught me. It is better to be truthful and good than to not.
This serves to be very funny and shows that while skilled, Freddy is also a bit of a moron and that the victim is so hooked on his BS that she doesn't spot this huge red flag. So that's quite a lot in a pretty simple scene. We instantly learn who Freddy is, a small-time con artist who possesses a lot of charm but is also a bit uncouth, while also getting quite a few laughs from the
It is better to be truthful and good than to not
line, and how obvious the scam is to us alongside him constantly going in and out of the humble act. Now let's look at the remake. Do remember to have some eye bleach at hand.
Sorry, coming through.
I take the filet mignon.
Very good, sir.
Is this seat taken? I'm starving. Could murder a triple cheeseburger right now. Or... I'll just get a glass of water, please.
Is that all, madame?
Yeah, that's it. I'll just help myself to the sugar packets. They're free, right?
Yes. That'll fill me up. I have to save all my money because I'm here to find my sister. This is a
That is your sister?
half-sister, but we're like sisters.
What happened to her?
She's been taken.
Taken? Like,
By men who sell hot white virgins to evil bearded cajillionaires on yachts.
really?
The whole irony is, it was her friend she was with who was the massive slut, Tiffany.
Tiffany is the slut.
So I roughed up these guys, and they said to me, "Premium grade Australian meat on auction tomorrow." That fits my sister's description perfectly, don't you think?
Yes.
So I'm gonna get on that boat and buy her back.
Look, I am very moved by your story. Order anything you like.
No.
Please no.
No.
Please no.
No, I couldn't.
Please, I insist.
I'll have a club sandwich and an order of fries, order of onion rings. I'll take the shrimp cocktail. Is that good? How fresh is it? What's the soup of the day? Is it cold? Because, gross. That's disgusting. Why have cold soup? Just give me a Caesar salad and then 2 slices of cake. Do you want any cake?
No.
3 slices of cake and a Diet Coke. Thank you.
Now, the first problem with this is that it's kinda superfluous, as we already have a scene in which we see how this fine specimen of a woman goes around her scam. So we have 2 day-in-a-life sequences for the same character. Besides the fact that the scene is pretty much redundant, it's also incredibly stupid, however. First off, Remember the subtle changes and roles Steve Martin's characters had, trying to look all humble and polite? Well, this character is a strong, brave, fine specimen of a woman, and she doesn't need to be humble or polite. She's just her charming self the whole way through. Wonderful. Next up, she just barges in uninvited and starts talking about herself. Charming. Can't see how this guy wouldn't fall for a scam done by such a fine character. Also, notice how few lines of dialogue the victim has. What Steve Martin's character did was laying some bait on the fishing hook and waiting for the fish to bite. This is more trying to shove the hook down the fish's throat, and it somehow works. Why? Because she shows a hot lady? Is the implication here supposed to be that showing someone attractive to a man makes that man stupid? You know what? I withdraw what I previously said. This movie isn't kinda sexist. This movie is horrifically sexist. In the original, the scam worked due to the kind-hearted nature of the victim, not because the victim was a guy made brain dead by a sex image. But besides being so stupid and sexist, this scene also commits the worst crime of all. It's not funny. The original scene was incredibly funny. This is just painful and cringe-inducing. Like, what's supposed to be funny? The fine specimen of a woman eating sugar? Her talking about sexual slavery? What? The only thing that is a tidbit funny is Anne Hathaway's knowing smile, mainly because it's stolen from the original and because Anne Hathaway does this thing called acting. Don't try it, Rebel Wilson. That's just for suckers. You go on being your charming, stunning, and brave self. I'm sure you'll make someone laugh, or at least giggle. Eventually. Maybe. Probably never. All in all, this scene shows everything that is wrong with this piece of shit movie. It's stupid, bland, contains one too many bloated whale carcasses, actually manages to be very sexist, and above all else, it's cripplingly unfunny. I could go on talking about this movie, but I can only say this is not funny so many times. So for as much as I'd like to continue venting my fury over the fact that I had to watch this cinematic train wreck, this is where I'll be leaving it off. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.